Jules Louis Walker.
Hello.
How was your trip to Belgium, to Holland?
It was okay, actually. Uneventful, you know.
You just stay one day, I heard.
Well, we came in last night and we played tonight, and we leave in in the middle of the morning to go to Memphis because I have to play in Memphis day after tomorrow.
Another show.
Yeah.
That's good. Do you remember still your last visit here in Ospel? It was, I think, in 1998, a long time ago. You stood on.
It's 21 years. Did I have Matt Murphy with me and
Yeah.
Billy? Yeah.
Matt, Guitar Murphy.
Yeah, and Billy Branch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was your first visit at that moment in Holland, no?
In Holland?
Yes, here in the country.
No, I've been to Holland. I was in the Mississippi Delta Blues Band.
Oh.
I've been coming to Holland since the early '80s. Everywhere from Aldershot to oh Jesus Christ, Liversum, The Hague, Paradiso, blah 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 blah. I've been coming to Holland for a long time.
About Mr. Walker, I can say that you have music in your blood.
Well, it's something that I've always had inside my soul all my life. As a kid, it just always made me happy.
Because your father, he was a musician too.
No, my father knew a lot of musicians. Where he came from in Mississippi, but he had to raise a family, so he couldn't. He always had to work.
Yeah.
Hard work. So he couldn't. But he introduced me to the music.
So I can also say that you were destined to become a musician.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Probably so. All my cousins were musicians, and we had a little family band, and we just. It was a way for us to not to be in gangs and we weren't into sports. It was just something that we were just always in the music.
To keep you from street.
Well, yeah. But also, it makes you feel really, when you're a young guy, 13, 14, and you work on a song, and you and your cousins, they're 14, 15, and you get it. You really feel like you've accomplished something. You really feel like you have, when you figured something out that's like, how did they do that?
Yeah.
And you figured it out, oh man, I feel like a grown person now.
And you want to do it yourself.
Yeah, and you feel like a grown,
Mr. Willie Dixon gave you, a long time ago, an advice. Is that correct?
Oh yeah.
Maybe know what he told you to do, or what was the advice?
Well, I used to go to Willie's. I lived in California, and Willie lived in Southern California, and I'd go to Willie's, and he'd give me some advice, and he'd give me some ideas about writing songs and just the way that Willie did things. And so, and I was in his Willie Dixon Dream Band for a while, and he came and heard me play in Los Angeles. It was a big review. The Antone's review, Clifford Antone. It was Buddy Guy, James Cotton, Pinetop Perkins, blah blah. Yeah. But nobody was a big star then. Buddy was not riding in a bus. He was in the van with the rest of us. This is 21 years ago. It was 21 years, and Willie told me, he said, because he was going to produce me, and he said, I got to come listen to you. So he came and listened to me one night. Then he came another night. Then he came another night. He said, you know what? I figured out your style. He said, you're all over the place. He said, but that's good for you. It works. He says, because there's certain musicians that I won't produce. Willie said, I wouldn't produce them. He named a couple, and I won't name them now. They're great musicians, don't get me wrong. But he said, because one of them wants to sound like B.B. King, the other one wants to sound like Albert King, and he says, the best thing I can tell you, Joe, is you doing a bad version of you is better than you doing a good version of someone else. And I always thought, that's a good way to say, don't copy somebody. Without really, it was a good way to say, be yourself, and when you be yourself, sometimes you have to take, the ups and downs with it.
Okay, that's correct. And the second thing is that you have been living with another great guy till 1981 with Michael Bloomfield. You were living in the same building, in the same house?
Well, I lived in the house with Bloomfield in 67, 68, and of course I had my own little career trying to go, but I mean nobody was big stars. Michael was a big. I'm talking about the first real guitar hero in America. I mean so Michael helped me like a big brother, and I'll be indebted to him forever because I had nowhere to live. I was literally living in a vacant house, and then and because of fate, I ended up staying with Michael for a while, and I quit playing. 75, I quit playing blues. I had been out of the house, Michael's house. I quit playing blues to play nothing but gospel, and those guys were still playing different styles of music, but they weren't very happy at the time. A lot of people were dying, from excess, and so I think I might have did one thing right, and that's just I quit playing blues and just played nothing but gospel for 10 years, because I could have been one of those guys that were dead,
Yes, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well, when you're young and you make a whole lot of money and you're young,
Dangerous.
well, look what happened with Jimmy. Look what happened with Brian Jones, Janis Joplin, on. They aren't the only ones. It's a lot of people who weren't as well known.
36 on that.
Just Jim Morris, all just and it all. It's funny. It's not, but it's ironic that when they were all struggling to make it,
Yeah,
they were okay.
that's correct.
Yeah, once they made it.
That's what it. Until now, Mr. Walker, you have, I think, about releases 25 albums.
Well, the 26th one is going to be released in a couple of weeks. It's a live one, Viva Las Vegas.
The last one I got from you is the album Journeys to the Heart of the Blues.
Yeah.
We wrote a nice review about it. It was a very good album.
Thank you. Well, that was Giles Robeson. Giles, me and we jammed a few years ago, and that was his idea to do that. But I have my own record coming out in about a week and a half.
Next week's.
Yeah. On Cleopatra Blues label entitled Viva Las Vegas, live record we did in Vegas.
Yeah. You also got a lot of music, blues music awards.
Yes, I think now about 56 of them.
I can say that you can look back satisfied, or are you still missing things? Although they
Look back, I ain't looking back.
I know, but
I mean, I know what you mean, but there's a very famous baseball player in the United States.
Yeah.
He's been dead for many years, and it's a very famous saying, and everybody says it that he says. Yeah. His name was Satchel Paige, the African American baseball player, and he said, "Don't look back. Somebody could be gaining on you, so keep going forward." And my other favorite one is the only other thing that doesn't look back and never stops is a shark. Sharks never stop. They never look back. Just keep going forward.
The thing I try to say is that you must be somewhere a satisfied man.
Well, you know what? I'm proud that my mother and father, the investment that they made in me, because we didn't have money to buy instruments. It sort of paid off,
Okay, you have a few questions, then you can eat as much as you can.
It's okay.
It's okay. Do you think that there are enough young musicians to do the follow-up? Do you think that there are, at this moment, enough young musicians to do the follow-up, to take over?
Haven't you seen all these young people playing? Oh my God! It's a million of them. I mean, and
they all think it's very easy to become a musician. That's a bit my doubt.
Well, it's a different world now. Okay, I came up in the '60s, and there's younger guys that came up behind me, and I came up. Yeah, and so younger musicians now, they have a serious challenge, and the challenge is the internet. Why would somebody buy a CD when they can get it for free, download it, and they can say, oh, it's downloaded, but it really is stealing. It's really taking somebody's music who don't have no, it is what it is. Yeah. It's valid. But younger musicians now, they have to be computer savvy. They have to be smart with a computer. Yeah. They have to be, it's not like you. Every show is, everybody's got a camera. Yeah. So there, you can't even have an off night. And if you don't have an off night, okay, say we have a song. Hey, I'm gonna change it right in the middle of the song. I come up with a guitar riff. Man, we got another song. It's different. Well, that ain't the song. Then you have 82 critics in the front of the audience. That's not the way the song was on the record. But the whole thing is, the way that you discover different ideas is by trial and error. That's right. So if you can't make an error, it's very hard to come up with something new.
What would you advise the young musicians when someone came to you?
Get another profession. No, I'm just joking. I would just say, it's this business is changing day by day, and I wish I could say, playing or doing all. Check this box, check that box, good musicianship, good songwriting, good this, good that, and you get a record deal, and you make a record, and you go tour, blah, 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 and good things will happen. I can't say that, because you don't know what you're going to get paid from streaming companies, from the record companies. So it's involved, but it's nothing like playing music, so, go have fun playing music, make people happy.
I have 2 questions to go. Do you have any regrets?
Well, I think everybody has regret. There's regrets in life. There's regrets in your profession. I regret maybe that I was intemperate when I was younger. Meaning maybe I just wasn't. I wouldn't be as not as quick, when you're younger, you're quick to react, you're quick to take things personally, you're quick. So, and if it was anybody out there that I offended like that, I apologize to them, because we all do that, and we do it with our family members, we do it with the people we love. And, lately, I have a lot of friends who have died lately. I have friends that have heart problems. And, I know that, if you care about your friends or your loved one, you better tell them you love them now, because they could die tomorrow. So all my friends and all my enemies, I love you all.
So I can conclude that you have learned a lot of things about yourself by being a musician.
I've learned a lot of things about myself by being around people like you and other people who tell me about myself. I listen to me. I listen to my wife, my children, my friends. You seen more of me. It's funny, because when you're a musician like this, other people know more about you sometimes.
I try to get something, read something about the musician.
And actually, we know each other, but not personally, but through our professions, and that's the good thing about music. Once you connect with somebody, you become their friend for life. Okay.
Then I have the last one. What can we expect tonight? Because you will finish our first day here in Moulin Blues.
Well, we're going to do some older songs and some newer songs. Some of the songs off of the new record, the live record, Viva Las Vegas, and we'll do some things that I've done with different artists, some things like I did, some things with B.B. King, we'll do some of that. Yeah, there we go.
Viva Las Vegas.
Yeah. Not a bad looking guy. we'll do some things off that, and we'll do some different stuff from years back.
Also songs from the expected album, the new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Very interesting. Okay, Mr. Joe Louis Walker, thank you again for your time. That were my questions, and I must just thank you for your Roots Time, because we're from the music website Roots Time.
Right. Oh, I
In the
get
next
it.
days, you can hear yourselves on the website and look back to the interview.
Well, thank you for having me. I look at your website all the time. I look at everybody's.
So, hope to see you again. And
Thank
have
you
a
very
good
much.
night. Thank you all.